What's up, my Koopa Troop? It's Koops, and welcome back to another episode of One Piece Treasure Cruise. Today we're doing Crocodile Life on the Inside. It's part of the Impel Down series kind of going on. We just had Mr. Two Bon Clay inside Impel Down, and now it's time for Crocodile. He lowers stats for all classes other than strikers, boosters, and evolvers, meaning you want to run a striker team. We will be doing the 30 stamina expert per usual. This is Life Sentence. I don't find it to be a very difficult one, especially if you have high enough level characters. He is a blue character, so you will want to run dexterity green characters to fight him. However, there's not a ton of great green dexterity characters. I actually noticed that when I was looking through, there really just isn't a lot of stuff to run against him. So this will be my team comp. I'm running 2 Captain Kids for their 2.5 times striker character. You can also run Virgo. He also gives a 2.5. You can run, I guess, Aokiji if you want 2 times health and HP, but I don't think the health's necessary. So I will be using Smoker just for his green, just for dexterity and for his high stats. Aokiji just for high stats. I'm using Rakuyo pretty much for a bit of his high stats, plus his special can be helpful. It's not amazing. It can be helpful. And Kaku is the important one. He actually is an orb enhancer. He's the actually important part of this crew. Otherwise, nothing else is that important. I've got no active socket powers. You don't really need any for this one. So it's a pretty straightforward event. I think there's numerous ways of running this one, whether faster, smarter, whatever. But this is just an example of how to beat it pretty quickly. Plus, I'll show off some of the stuff. There are a couple of mini bosses that can show up. Hey, new guy. Yeah, let's see who's the toughest in this prison. There is a rainbow of enemies, so having a rainbow team is not a bad idea. Plus, a lot of them have low cooldown, so you can use Rayleigh, but you might not always kill all the enemies oftentimes. So for here, we want to use a blue guy followed by the green, and after that, it won't matter. I say it won't really matter because once I get 2 or 3 characters attacking, my attack multiplier will be so high that I'll be able to kill pretty much anything that I run into. Here we want to use our red guys at the start to get their multiplier out of the way probably, and then kill off the blue characters. Oh, pretty straightforward stuff here. You don't need to stall unless you don't have some of your specials high enough. Really, like I said, the only thing you need is Kaku. This is pointless. I just don't feel like dealing with you. Just die. Crocodile will poison you. The poison isn't a lot of damage, so you don't need to heal it or anything like that. His Sandbody will give him some higher defense stats, but we can still probably whittle him down. We want to use our red characters first because they have weaker attacks, and then we'll go with the other ones. Even with this higher defense, we will be able to finish him off pretty quickly. Probably this turn right here. Sometimes he attacks in 2 turns. I actually don't know how much damage he does. It's not a ton, though. You can definitely tank it. You can see our team's actually at 16,000 health. It's an okay team. It's not hugely HP heavy, but it's all right. Here we got, I'll want to use the yellow, then blue, then pretty much green, then whatever else. I can also start using some of my meat orbs to heal, though you don't need it. You lose health every turn because of the poison, but if you heal up, it's not really a big deal. You can heal every once in a while. A couple of pigs in the back here, no problem. And then some random guys in the front with 2 turns to attack. Nothing too scary. Oh, that was pretty bad by me. Definitely gonna finish this whole thing off if I hadn't used a couple of kids at the start there. That was my fault. It's all right. Doesn't matter. Nothing of any importance happened. Those guys they just die really quick, so no big deal. All right, these guys have less HP, but are pretty tanky. However, we can still burst them pretty quick. Fortunately, the turtle didn't drop. That's unlucky for us. We would like the turtle to drop as opposed to that random dude in the back. Don't care about him. All right, here we're to the boss. This is really starting to get my blood boiling. I'll play with you for 5 turns. After that, don't expect any mercy. Yeah, so you don't want to wait for 5 turns because Crocodile will enhance his attack, and it gets really annoying. He does tons of damage. So ideally, you'll kill him in 5 turns. He'll attack you twice in that time if you're not able to kill him. He's raised his defense, so he is kind of tanky. That's why we are bringing along our buddy Kaku. So what I'm looking for Kaku is I'm looking for a good time to use the special, which will allow me to enhance orbs for 2 turns. Crocodile doesn't do anything when he gets below 50% HP or 20% HP, so actually this is a relatively easy fight in the fact that he doesn't stop to do any weird damage. I don't have very good orbs right now, so I'm just going to wait for this time. The reason I like Captain Kid plus the other guy is I can get all 3 of those guys their own orb for sure. It's not amazing orb manipulation, but I can get at least half my team to have a correct orb. However, the red orbs don't really help against the blue Crocodile, so it's whatever. You can see I did some damage there, not a ton. We're waiting for our enhanced orbs. I'm kind of waiting to get some good ones. We don't have anything good right now, so I'll go ahead and wait this turn out too. If I need, I could heal up. He does 4,800 damage pretty much, so you gotta be wary of that. He will change your orb slots around, however, he really helped me out there. So I actually think I will take this time to go ahead and enhance my orb slots. I don't have green, unfortunately, which is unfortunate, but I will do it this way. This guy changes his to yellow and the captain's to yellow, which isn't helpful in this team. However, using both of my specials, I can use his first and use his, and now I have at least 4 guys with some good orbs. Crocodile is the one I really want to have a good orb, unfortunately. He did not get it this time, so he's gonna have to be first. Hit a couple of grades, no big deal. We'll kill him this time. So if I didn't get a red orb in the top guy, I could use this special to get a red orb. I got kind of unlucky with orbs here. Well, not unlucky, just kind of random. It's how it is. I think to maybe do this team a little bit better. By the way, my special is still on for Kaku, which is why I'm going to go ahead and do it like this and kill him off. A fast way of killing this team would be maybe to have, you have to use strikers. You can definitely have an Eroge who will boost striker characters' attack. That'd be very useful. My Eroge's cooldown is pretty high, so that's why I don't really take him with me. Another green dexterity striker, which would be like Polly. The Dockman Polly is pretty decent. Mine has, his special is pretty useless for me because it's not really high leveled. As well as I haven't leveled that Polly up. In fact, I can show you who I'm talking about because I have him. So let's take a look at that Polly. So he is a green dexterity. If you're looking at dexterity strikers, no, looking at the top here, starting from Ace, no, yes, Smoker is one. No. These guys, no, they're fighters. No, she's not. She's a fighter. No. She's not. She's a free spirit driven. Yeah, fighter guy right there too. All the way, fighter. Here's a striker. Polly, I suppose I could throw him in. He's got 848. That's actually not too bad. I mean, it's not high. Mike is only level 51. He goes up to 99. So I suppose he probably gets close to 1,000, maybe in the 900s or 1,000 or whatever. He's got a good special. Mine's unfortunately not even leveled up once. Well, it's an okay special. Locks orbs for 1 turn. If you have enough orb manipulation, it could be good. But literally, that's the only striker besides Smoker. They really don't throw a lot of green dexterity strikers our way, unfortunately. So, yeah, this guy's a slasher too. So, yeah, I mean, I suppose I probably should switch in Polly. If I was going to look at my team again. Aokiji just is kind of a damage dealer. But if I didn't want to use him, I could switch him out. He's got good stats all around, which is why I'm throwing him in there. But I could put Polly in and maybe level Polly up a little bit. That would help defeat Crocodile at the last boss fight. Like I said, the only special I'm really using is Kaku's. Raku's I'm using just because I can get him a guaranteed orb. If I didn't like those guys, you could definitely switch out and look for Eroge. Eroge is quite good here because of his boost to striker characters attack by 1.5. That's really nice. Unfortunately, even with 3 cooldown ups on my guy, he's up to 22. That's so slow. I mean, we defeated this thing in probably 14, 15 turns, which isn't super fast. but it's way faster than waiting for 22 turns. So I don't really have a chance ever to use him. You could bring other characters too for enhancers, like this guy, Kobe, if you don't have Kaku. However, he won't get boosted stats or anything like that, so you have to use him first. Otherwise, we can take a look at other strikers if we look at Class 1. Looking at other strikers you could possibly use. You don't want to use too many reds due to the fact the boss is blue quick. Running Enel would be fine. You could run double Enel teams. But you don't really want... I mean, you could. Why would you? You'd have to use more blue characters that are all blue strikers. There are actually enough blue strikers, probably. No, I take that back. There's really not. Not really enough. There's those 3. This guy could be good if his cooldown's low enough. As well as he's got high stats, but not really. Like, he's not that useful for it. Not really useful. This is that new one from the Coliseum. Could be useful if his cooldown's low enough, but at 27, he's completely useless for me. Here's the guy that actually drops, by the way. This is the Striker Sir Crocodile, the strongest prisoner. He boosts strike carrier's attack by 1.5 for 1 turn, as well as poisons all enemies. Definitely actually a pretty good special, and he maxes out pretty decently at like 1,000, 1,100 when he's... This is the pre-evolve form. When he evolves and you get him all the way to 99. I don't think he's better than some of the other crocodiles in the game, so if you want, you can use him for sockets on, let's say, the story crocodile or whatever. But I think he definitely has a niche. You could probably use him in striker teams to get that boost as opposed to waiting on your Rogue. Rogue will have higher stats than this guy, though, so that's something to consider. The poison could be useful, not real. It's generally not useful in only certain situations. I could also run Whitebeard, but even at 18 cooldown, that's a little long to wait. He's also red, not really useful. Yeah, taking a look here, there's not a lot of great characters to use for this event, for strikers at least, in terms of stuff. You could run a couple yellow characters. Yellow will be just neutral to the boss, but you'd have a lot of yellow strikers there are in the game, so that'd be fine too. Yeah, let's take a look at what can drop for this event. I don't want to say the wrong thing, so let's go take a look right now together at the replay adventure. So looking at Crocodile Life on the inside, you can get Crocodile himself, which I just showed off. You can get Captain Kid's Steel Magnetic Arm. Perfect if you have him. You can lower his cooldown to max. Flamenco Pocket Mallet, great too. Flamenco's kind of fallen out of favor. Funny enough, he was a captain for a while, because way back when there was you'd use Luffy, Gear 2nd, who would give 2 times attack to strength characters. Well, Flamenco came out with 2 times attack and 2 times recovery, so you'd be using Flamenco instead, because he had at least something a little bit better than Luffy. However, obviously that's way gone by the wayside. Everyone will be using other captains now, mostly a Monster Chopper or Blackbeard or something else. So you don't really see Flamenco's too much, but he's still got some good orb movement for the teams that need it. He also is a decent red striker, so yeah, that's okay. Mr. One Human Sword. Miss Doublefinger, who actually is a good character, giving a 1.5 times boost to dexterity characters with a low cooldown. However, she got kind of put to the side when Doflamingo comes out, but still useful. The other ones are not that useful at all either. All right, guys, that was a long episode. Sorry I took a long time, but I was explaining through it all. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time when we cover another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Till then, take it easy, karate chop that like button, and GG.